My name is Martin. I have been studying charisma and social skills for 3 years straight. Here are my test results so we can all see that I'm not bullshitting you. I have 30 friends in my local gym, I have a 12-year-old friendship with my best friend, and I have a 1-year-old relationship with my girl with zero arguments. This video for introverts is gonna be split into 3 parts: listening, compliments, and finally, the action step. Let's get into it. So, yeah, I'm an extrovert, and that's why I would like to give you introverts some advice how to be more charismatic when it comes to conversations and social skills so you can improve your charisma to the next level and improve everything about yourself and create absolutely amazing connections. Because I know that you are an introvert, you probably don't like cold approaching people, you don't like speaking to people, you like to be alone, you like to be reading books, you like to be working alone maybe. But a very important thing when it comes to our social skills is your listening ability. Your listening ability will determine how good you are as a charisma expert. Listening is one of the most important things when it comes to charisma. And if you are an introvert, you can leverage this. Because I imagine that if you are an introvert, you don't want to be over exaggerated, you don't want to speak so much. So that's why I have created this list specifically for you. And the first and the most important thing, of course, is the listening. So I want you, instead of telling you how to communicate better, how to be more charismatic by speaking, I want you to lock in on listening, because that's the most important skill for you introverts out there. If you will learn how to listen with empathy, you are going to get almost everyone on your side, because people love when they can talk about themselves. I want to give you some tricks and strategies how to be a better listener. And by the way, why am I even talking about listening and not speaking exactly? First of all, because you are an introvert and I want to play into your advantages. And second of all, when it comes to speaking, you have to learn volume, rate of speech, melody, pitch, pauses, articulation, vocabulary. Millions of different things. But on the other hand, when it comes to listening, you just need a few things. You need to ask open-ended questions, you need to nod your head, you need to do back channel cues, and finally, you need to care about the other person. 4 things. Instead of those millions of things in the speaking, it plays to your advantages because you are an introvert, and second of all, it is much less to learn and it gives you 80% of the results anyway. And the most important thing that we need to understand is the active listening. This was developed by Carl Rogers, a psychiatrist that understood the power of listening. It works like this: you have a full attention onto the other person. You're not checking your phone, you are not looking the other way around, you are not checking the objects in the room. You are only looking inside the other person and you care about them. The listening is not about you, it's about how the other person perceives you if you are listening to them. You know how when you come to psychiatrists or psychologists, they always know how to listen with such immensely great energy. And we need to replicate this. And you think this might be hard because psychiatrists have years of training, years of college experience, but we can replicate this in just a few simple steps. So let's get into them. First of all, we need to understand that their eye contact is really powerful. Eye contact, you have probably heard about this millions of different times, so I will just go over this quickly. If your eyes are always going like this around the room when you are talking to someone, you best believe this person is not gonna think that you are charismatic or even caring about them, because yeah, nice to meet you. Very nice to meet you, bro. Nobody's gonna think that. Stop looking at your phone. Stop looking at all the outside circumstances, all of those objects around you. Give your full attention towards the other person. Give them your eyes. When you give them your eyes, this is when people start feeling more of the connection. Some people might be scared of eye contact. Listen, there's nothing scary about the eye contact. It just connects the two people more together. It makes the connection feel much more alive. You don't probably need me to talk about eye contact because it's not that hard. You just need to understand that, first of all, we need to give our full attention towards the other person. Then let's go to something much more tactical and something much more important that we can use. And this is what I really like. It's called back channel cues. Have you ever been with your psychiatrist and the psychiatrist have done these things? Mm-hmm. Whoa. Whoa, damn. That had to be dangerous. Whoa. These are called empathetic nodding back channel cues. Nodding is just this movement with your head. Very good, but we can make it even better by using back channel cues. The things that don't interrupt the other person, but on the other hand, they'll make them talk even further. Things like, mm-hmm, whoa, mm-hmm. The key here is to say these words in such low volume that these words will never ever ever interrupt the other person. Because if you say, uh-huh, suddenly much different. Mm-hmm, dude, uh-huh. Suddenly the other person will stop talking and be like, what the fuck is this? And they'll be like, what, bruh? We need to learn how to use back channel cues once every 2 to 3 seconds. We don't need to overuse them because if we overuse them, we will look something like this. Yeah, 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 damn, that's crazy. Yeah. Suddenly it looks very needy. So if you just stay calm and every single 2 or 3 seconds we just do, whoa, okay. That will make the other person talk more because now they are perceiving you as a really good listener. If you combine your eye contact with them and also the back channel cues and nodding, that is, you are already in the top 10% of listeners out there. You best believe that. But imagine if I was doing back channel cues and nodding, but in fact I was not giving you my eye contact. Yeah. Suddenly, much different energy. Suddenly, you don't care. But if I just give you my eye contact and not the back channel cues, it will be just a dead stare. So that's why the emotions that we portray towards the other person, the back channel cues and the nodding, combined with the eye contact, that's when we feel the empathy. That's when we feel that we are being cared about. So as an introvert, really use this to your advantage. People will absolutely love you for this. Before I continue with the listening, I need to tell you things that you should not do. You should not do two things if you are an introvert. You should not interrupt the other person. Oh, that's what we extroverts do. I'm sorry. You should not judge the other person. A lot of introverts and even a lot of extroverts, to be honest, judge the other person. If someone is talking to them, their ideas, their beliefs immediately send off an alarm towards their brain and said, "Oh, we need to interrupt. We need to destroy their beliefs." But in fact, I get you. I understand you. You just want to help the other person. And if someone has a wrong belief, please, instead of saying, "Oh, you have this wrong," you have instead of saying this, understand that some people just want to feel heard and not immediately given advice. So, if next time you are going to be talking to someone and the conversation will get really deep, they might share some feelings. And if you just start telling them and complaining and telling them, you should do it like this, that is not, and start giving them advice, they're not there for the advice. They started telling you the stories, the emotional feelings, because they care about you. They care because you are not judgmental. Everyone else these days can be judgmental. Everyone can be, to be honest. But only takes true character to not be. So that's why people want to share their secrets with people who are not judgmental. And that's how you will get everyone on your side if you will not be judging other people. If you will not be judging other people, everyone will be literally talking to you. Everyone. And you will know everyone's secrets. You do know that one gossip girl in your entire school? Do you know why she has so many information? Because she is, first of all, not judgmental, but then she's gossiping to other girls. And because she's gossiping to other girls, then she's popular. I'm not telling you to gossip, I'm telling you to listen with a not judgmental mindset. Because that's how you will get everyone to like you. And guess what? She's the popular girl, 100%. Don't complain and never please judge the other person, because then the person will close off and they would no longer want to share their feelings with you. Let's go to one of the strongest techniques that you can use in active listening if you are an introvert, and it's called mirroring. This requires no effort from you, no speaking from you, nothing, and it makes the conversation flow. It makes the conversation go almost for hours and hours and upon hours. Imagine if you were talking to this one person. This is you with a really good mirroring skill, and this is the other person. Mirroring works like this: you will say to them the last 3 or 2 words of their sentence. I have been in a forest with a lot of girls. Whoa, with a lot of girls. Yeah, dude. And then suddenly this huge bear started to chase us. Whoa, a huge bear. That sounds very, very dangerous. Yeah, dude. We ran out. We climbed to the trees, but suddenly a huge boar showed up. Whoa, a huge boar, huh? Yeah, a huge boar, and that huge boar started attacking us. Whoa, that sounds even more dangerous. You best believe that sounds dangerous. If you were to never say those three last words, or two or three, or one last word of that sentence, you would never keep this guy talking. Because he would know that you don't give a shit. But this mirror technique manipulates us. It persuades us into talking even further. Have you ever played the game Hot Potato? The hot potato, when you toss it towards the other person, now they have to toss it back. And it's the same with conversations. When this person that is very good at mirroring said those three words, this person suddenly thinks that he is the hot potato and he needs to respond. But in fact, that is not true. He just repeated the last words that the other person said. And this works wonders. You get so many friends, so many friends, and so many good informations and people's secrets that you will be mind boggled. You'll be absolutely amazed how many shit you can get by just mirroring the other person. So the next time when someone will tell you, I have been in a forest with a lot of girls. With a lot of girls, huh? Yeah, this was a huge bear chase us. Whoa, that sounds really scary. A bear, huh? Yeah, a bear, the boar showed up. Whoa, even a boar, that sounds even more scarier. You're just repeating what he said. You're just repeating his words. There is nothing else to it. And the other person thinks that they have the hot potato, but in fact, they don't. You just repeated what they have said. And this guy, we didn't have to do any of the talking. So if you are an introvert and you are, for example, talking to an extrovert, extrovert can do a lot of talking. Us extroverts can do shit out of talking. And you just have to learn how to be good at listening. And that's how people will like you, because you're just good at listening and you are not judgmental. So the next time you'll be in a conversation with someone, please go and start by mirroring the other person. If someone tells you, oh, I got fired out of my job, you got fired, yeah, dude, it was horrible, I think I got fired because of that and that. And you would be surprised by how much information you can get by just mirroring the last words they have just said. Now, let's move to compliments. And compliments are also a really good leverage for introverts. Because if you know how to listen, and if you know how to do great compliments, you already are in the top 15% of charisma people. Because you know how to listen by not being judgmental and giving compliments. How can you give a good compliment? When to give a good compliment? How to give a good compliment? I'm gonna explain all of these. The best time to give a compliment is when the other person has made a victory in their lives. In this case, for example, if you are in the gym and suddenly someone benches 100 kg bench press and they have done it, that is the perfect time to tell them you are awesome, you have done great, good job. Perfect time to tell them how strong they are, how they much deserve it, how much they have worked hard for it. Don't be needy and don't tell them you're perfect. Blah, blah. No, no. Just pick one or two things, tell them how strong they are, and start celebrating with them. Dab them up, tell them you did absolutely great. They're gonna love you for this. They're gonna absolutely adore you because you are not like the jealous people who will look at them. Oh, he benched 100 and I cannot bench 100 because I'm weak. So if you will be happy for their success, they will be happy for yours. They will like you almost immediately because no one else can give such a great compliment like you. They would know. They would genuinely know because that is the perfect time when someone gets a huge win. Maybe it is an increase in their salary. Maybe it is the 100 kg bench press. Maybe they have got married. Millions of different wins in the life. But what if there is no win? We still can give compliments, right? If there is no win. You best believe there is. There is this one very important rule when it comes to compliments. A lot of people like to give compliments. How, oh, you have such nice green eyes, you have such a nice haircut, you have such a nice shirt. But in fact, those compliments are vague, very bland, and not very memorable. Those compliments can say, everyone can say it. Everyone can say something like that. Everyone can say, you have a nice green and blue eyes, ha. But in fact, nobody cares. Nobody. Nobody gives a fuck. If you just come to someone and will tell them, listen, I've seen you working hard on this. Good job. You are very hardworking. I really appreciate you for that. That is gonna hit much harder than you just telling, you have a nice green eyes, bro. This works especially on women because women really are tired these days of being complimented on their eyes, on their hair, on their dress because it's something that everyone else says. It's nothing special. Yes, don't get me wrong. If you see a girl on the street and she has a huge beautiful, huge. She has a beautiful dress on her, and you truly appreciate honestly that dress. Tell her you have such a awesome dress on yourself. You look so beautiful. Of course, if you mean that honestly, tell her that, 100%. But just remember this one thing: people like to be complimented on the hard work they have done more than they are complimented on things they have been born with, because these things they have worked hard for them, and they know that it makes the other person feel amazing. For example, I'm gonna tell you a story. One day I was in a gym, and one of my friend said, "I love how everyone likes Martin and everybody hates Thomas." This was not a hate train on Thomas. This was not a story about us hating Thomas. The point was that I have been studying charisma and social skills for 3 years straight. So when I heard that from his mouth, I felt so good. I felt, wow, my heart got warm because I understood that, whoa, I've truly achieved what I really wanted to achieve. Give people compliments on something they have worked hard on. Maybe if you have a gym bro friend and they said, I'm gonna be this month focusing on my biceps, remember that information. And if you see, honestly, you have to be honest in this, if you see them 1 month later and their biceps are huge, perfect time to tell them, listen, your biceps are so huge. What the fuck happened to them? And it's the same thing when someone is gonna say, "Oh, I'm gonna focus on my business." Boom! If they have uploaded, I don't know, 10, 100 videos online, tell them you have been crushing it, dude. What the fuck? You are so productive. Tell them that. They're gonna feel absolutely amazing because they know they have worked hard on this. And I have already said this when it comes to compliments, but listen. The compliments have to be said in a very honest way. If you say to someone, "Oh, you have nice this, and this, and this, and this," it makes you seem very needy. So we need to pick one or two things and tell them, "Listen, I truly appreciate this about you." Uh, Authentically. Authentically, honestly. I'm gonna tell you another story where you can implement this. Me and my friends were sitting on the couch, and one friend was scrolling on his phone through the girls on his phone. And he told the other guy, "Listen, rate all of these girls and tell me which one is the prettiest." They have been rating, but this guy was following me on Instagram. So when he scrolled, the other guy immediately clicked on my profile and said, "This guy, he's the most hot out of all of them." And it immediately makes you feel flattered. It immediately makes you feel fucking awesome when someone says that, because you know the context. They are talking about who is the prettiest, and then he suddenly, out of the joke, he just clicks on you and says, "Oh, he's the prettiest one." It makes you feel warm. It makes you feel very nice, because the most powerful compliment is the one that makes everyone laugh and is the one that makes you feel good. Another example. One day I was with my girl in the gym, and this one guy came up to us and he started showing his muscles around in the gym, and he was standing next to my girl. And I told him, "Listen, bro, you are so big, you are taking my girl's eyes on you." Of course, everyone laughed, and he laughed also because he knows that there was a joke, but combined with a compliment. Because I complimented him, "You are so big, you are taking my girl's eyes." But second, everyone laughed because it was a good joke. And 100%, this is gonna be really tough to get sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, this is a super rare scenario. This happens maybe once every month, maybe. This is super hard to pick up on. So if you can pick up on something and make a joke, but at the same time elevate the other person and give them a compliment in that joke, holy fuck. That is the best compliment you can give to someone. Because I have complimented his hard work, I've complimented it honestly, I've complimented him, and I even told a joke. Four things happened in that one singular sentence. It makes you feel awesome because it is a joke, but on the other hand, it's also really flattering. So if you will ever get the chance to elevate the other person but also make a joke, 100% go for it. And you also can make compliments out of thin air. And this is a story when this guy destroyed me in social skills. Because I have been studying charisma and social skills for 3 years straight. But suddenly this random, mysterious person came up to me. His name was Adam. He came up to me and he was so good in conversations. He was so fluent in compliments that I just couldn't get enough of him. And finally, when our conversation ended, he said, "Yo, Martin, you seem like a very nice dude." Can I get a photo with you? You look like a very nice and a very kind person. Can I get a photo of you on my phone? How would you feel? A completely random stranger just said, "You are awesome. I want to take a photo with you." You can just copy Adam's compliment right there and use it inside of your conversation whenever you want. It's one of the strongest shits ever. Please, this made me feel absolutely awesome. So if you are an introvert, leverage this. Leverage this as fuck. If you're gonna meet someone that you truly appreciate, thinks he's absolutely golden, use this on them. Pick up your phone and tell them, "Yo, listen, you seem like a very wholesome, nice guy. Love you so much. Listen, wanna take a photo with me?" They're gonna 100% say yes. So if you are an introvert, this is your leverage. Compliments and listening. I don't wanna end this video on a fucking listening and compliments. I want to give you an action step. And yeah, this is gonna be a hard action step if you are an introvert. I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be hard. And I don't want you to destroy your introversion, because I think introverts are a very awesome creatures in this world. Because I'm an extrovert, I'm also a creature myself. So I appreciate introverts. I appreciate the idea of being alone and not with people. I appreciate the idea of being with people and not being alone. So that's why I would like for you to just not meet one stranger per day, not meet two strangers per day. I want you to meet one stranger per week. Can you do that? A lot of people say, "Oh, you have to cold approach 3 girls per day, and then one guy per day, and then 2 guys per day." I just want you to start slowly. I want you to just go and meet one stranger per week. Maybe you can do it every single Friday. Maybe you can do it every single Sunday. That is up to you. And you have to start the conversation with a compliment. So you will tell them, "Listen, I find this very interesting about you. I think that suit on you looks so nice. That haircut right there, very cool." Say that compliment honestly to them. You have to truly mean it. So that's why I want you to locate the next target. Don't just go to the random person and start a conversation. No, that's weird. Start with a genuine compliment. Find someone that has a nice suit on or has a nice haircut, so you can appreciate that about them. This is completely up to you. If you find suits really attractive, if you find good grooming really attractive, you can just say to them, "Listen, I believe that you look absolutely amazing with that haircut." They're gonna feel immediately flattered, and after that, you're gonna start asking about them. You're gonna start asking, "How's been your day? What have you been doing? What are your hobbies? What are your dreams?" You're gonna be asking these types of deep questions. And that's when people will start to open up to you. And the idea is that you will not say anything about yourself. You want to care about them, but you also want to keep your mystery. So that's my action step for you. Just try this once per week. One person. I don't want you to go crazy. I don't want you to go insanely ridiculous at the start. I just want you to start slowly but surely. I believe you can do it, because I believe that you are a very smart person. But I have a special surprise for you. If you yourself want to improve your charisma and social skills to the next level, I have created a 6-month-old program, the ultimate unfair advantage when it comes to charisma and social skills. I will take you through a 6-month-old period where I will make you the most charismatic version of yourself. You'll get access to a full community of people who are just like you, who want to improve social skills and their charisma. You get access to me as your charisma and communication skills teacher, and we can hop on a weekly calls and we can discuss charisma and relationships together. And finally, you'll get access to 30 plus hours of courses and lectures about speaking, charisma, first impression, social skills, body language, persuasion, storytelling, millions of different stuff. So if you are interested in that, click the first link in the description. I will see you there. And also, if you want to know how to 100x your social life in 2025, you should click this video right here. Live a happy life.